What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NFL video with your boy. We got another beautiful Thursday night showdown game, man. This season, they're spoiling us with these Thursday night showdown games. I mean, these are playoff caliber games right here. So, really excited about this one tonight, man. Last Thursday night, we almost got a takedown to start the year off. Let's go ahead and run that back. Start week 2 off with a bang. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad. As you can see, I'm on the Greenlight lineup builder. This is where you can build lineups. You can, have a lineup optimizer, optimize a certain amount of lineups for you, all that good stuff. This comes with your access to Greenlight DFS. So, definitely have some fun with it. I'm excited to get into this. The NFL player prop tool already has the player props that I love for this game, and I already have them added on the NFL access page. So make sure you go grab those before they possibly get bumped. One thing I have loved that I have noticed about this NFL player prop tool is damn near every single pick on this NFL player prop tool, when it's like a big favored play, gets bumped after we get it entered. You know what I mean? We get it entered, and then as the day goes on, it eventually gets bumped. So we're getting it in early. The NFL player prop tool is jumping on it immediately. As soon as the line drops, y'all have to understand, as soon as the line drops for a player on Prize Picks, he's added to the NFL player prop tool. The NFL player prop tool then analyzes and lets you know whether it is an amazing value or not. So as the day goes on, I've even made the mistake of missing some of them because I'm not refreshing as the day goes on all the time. I get sidetracked. I'm doing some baseball, blah, blah, blah. And, you refresh, you could really catch some amazing value when they come in, because sometimes when Prize Picks will drop the line, it'll just be off, and it shouldn't be that low or shouldn't be that high, and you can definitely take advantage, and the player prop tool will let you know 100% how to handle that. All right. So I'll probably do a video or something explaining it. But for the most part, people are understanding how to use the NFL Player Prop tool. It's pretty self-explanatory. The higher the differential that you'll see on the far right on the under membership tools when you go to the NFL Player Prop tool, the higher the differential, meaning the bigger the negative score or the higher the positive score, means the better the play. Period. All right, the negative just means it's under the line. The positive means it's over. And the bigger the differential, the better the play. Plain and simple. Okay, and it's just easy to understand, and that's just the way you need to attack it. And as these lines come in, if you're refreshing and staying on top of that NFL player prop tool, you will have some huge weeks for Prize Picks. Week 1 was huge. Week 2 is going to be huge. Week 3 is going to be huge, and you get the gist. So let's get into this Thursday night showdown game, though, because I'm excited about this one, man. So first of all, let's talk game script. Let's talk how we expect this thing to go. First and foremost, Kansas City looked fantastic week 1. My God. I almost dropped my Falcons and became a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Y'all know me. I just bounce around the best teams. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Be a hater if you want to. My team's the best. No matter what happens, my team's always going to be the best because I just switched to them. But anyways, so this Thursday night game, man, Kansas City looked fantastic. I mean, it's a fantastic spot for them at home in Kansas City. You know they're going to be riled up to play here. I'm expecting Kansas City to get up here. All right, I'm expecting Kansas City to get up, and the Chargers to have to do their best comeback impressions here. I love the Chargers as well. I love this team. I love Austin Eckler. I love Mike Williams. I love Keenan Allen, who's not going to be playing. I love a lot of players on this team, and it's just plain and simple. These are a couple teams I actually really have a love for. I like both of these teams. I like Juju Smith-Schuster for Kansas City. I think he's going to have a great year. All that good stuff. But let's go ahead and go into this. Starting off at captain spot, ladies and gentlemen, with the game script that I've already told you about. There's a couple ways. Let's say, you know what? There's probably like 4 ways you could go at captain that I'm kind of keeping. Now, I'm not leaning any Kansas City at captain for me. And I know you're thinking, oh, but you're expecting Kansas City to put up a bunch of points and all that, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly why. I don't want much Kansas City at the captain unless you're maybe considering Hilaire. But then the problem is with Hilaire, it's a little bit of a muddled backfield. So do you really want to go Hilaire? Hilaire could get some good run, but also some other guys could too, and we're going to talk about them. But at the end of the day, I really want some Chargers at captain. So the interesting spots for me at captain: Herbert, Eckler, Mike Williams, and Palmer. All right, plain and simple. Joshua Palmer, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert. Those are the guys that I'm considering for the captain spot. Because of what? Because they're going to be behind and the game script's going to be pass heavy. Justin Herbert's going to be expected to do a ton here to keep this game competitive. He's going to be throwing the ball a ton, which in turn takes away some carries out of Austin Eckler. And the other thing that kind of puts me down on Eckler a little bit in this slate is not only is his price up there, where it should be, because Eckler's a big talent, but if you look at week one snap rates, right, and it's not something you want to really like put all your, all your, what is it called, marbles in, right, whatever. It's not something you really want to like factor in super duper duper heavy, but it's something to definitely keep an eye on. Austin Eckler, Kelly, and what was the other guy? Sonny Michel kind of split it up a little bit. I mean, they were pretty much, I mean, it wasn't super split, but Sonny Michel got over 20% offensive snaps. Kelly got over 20% offensive snaps, and then you had Eckler at like 60. All right, now when we look at the Chargers' offensive guys and the guys who are going to have the most opportunities in this game, with them being behind and the guys who are going to be on the field the most, that's obviously Justin Herbert, number one, is going to be on every offensive snap, and then we got Mike Williams and we got Palmer. Mike Williams played over 90% of offensive snaps, and that's the way you really want to go. If you want to go captain Mike Williams, completely understand you on that one. I'm going to go the safer route. I really like the floor of Justin Herbert, so I'm going to rock with Justin Herbert at the captain spot. But you can definitely go Mike Williams there as well, and no matter what, I'm putting Mike Williams in this core because I feel like Mike Williams is a must. When you take Keenan Allen off of this field, Mike Williams is going to have a ton of usage here, okay? And Mike Williams and Joshua Palmer are fantastic options for me, especially Palmer at 5K. He's only 5K, so get you some exposure to Joshua Palmer, get you some exposure to Gerald Everett at 4.8. Definitely get you some exposure to these guys, but the main core guys that you want, and we're going to talk about some value because, I mean, you got to have Mahomes in here. You got to find a way to get Mahomes in here as well because, I mean, Mahomes is just an absolute monster and can automatically kill you immediately. He has another huge game like he did, especially at home in Kansas City and against a Chargers team who should be able to keep it competitive-ish. Now, the Chargers will be behind is what I'm expecting, but they should be able to keep it competitive-ish. You know what I mean? So far the strategy. Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, or Palmer, number one. Sorry about that. At the captain spot. All right, because those are the guys who are going to have the most opportunity in this Chargers offense. Like I said, I don't hate Austin Eckler. I like Austin Eckler, but the 60% snap count for a guy priced where he is, and his rushing ability is going to kind of be held in check, seeing that the game script's going to be behind. So he's going to get some passes, which is great on DraftKings, full point PPR, don't get me wrong, but it's the snap count. All right, comparative to Palmer and comparative to Mike Williams. I mean, Palmer's going to be in probably 90% as well now that Keenan's out. I mean, you're going to see Palmer 85% snap share this week. Mike Williams 98%. He's going to be on the field every single play. So it's just opportunity. And then you got Palmer comparative to Eckler at 5K. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm leaning there. Gerald Everett, another fantastic option as a value option. But so far, the core that we're going with, and this should be no surprise here, y'all, and then we're going to break down some value plays. Justin Herbert at captain is what I'm liking, or Mike Williams or Palmer. Boom, plain and simple for the Chargers. I want a Chargers player at captain because that's the game script I'm expecting it to go here. All right, Patrick Mahomes running those two guys back. At the end of the day, I'm not a huge, gigantic believer in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If Helaire kills me, then so be it. But I'm not a huge guy in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, okay? I'm more of a Patrick Mahomes kind of a guy. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the main reason why Kansas City is up here, and he's going to have another fantastic day. Don't get me wrong. So getting the main guys here for the Chargers and then running it back with Patrick Mahomes is like a core way to go. Now let's talk about value that's going to make this happen. Okay? All of the value options that are going to make this happen. Let's sort point per salary real quick. You've got Noah Gray for Kansas City, who's a sneaky, possibly can get in the end zone at only 200. Trey McKitty at 400. Trey McKitty, him and Everett actually split the tight end offensive snap share. I believe it was like, I can't remember the exact snap share that it was, but Trey McKitty was on the field a good bit. At 400, that's extremely interesting for a guy who was on the field as much as he was last week at only 400. And as we know, these tight ends get more cushion than receivers do every single game, seeing that they're going to be up against, linebackers. and more of like a zone-ish play. No, linebackers most of the time aren't going to man-to-man these guys. So they're going to get some cushion. They're going to have some openings. And in a game where the Chargers are going to be behind, throwing a ton, a lot of garbage time could go to Trey McKitty. So this is interesting at 400 for sure. Jalen Guyton's another Charger option, sure. But the main option that you want to go with, like I said, is going to be Joshua Palmer at 5K. One of my favorite values on the slate at 5K. And then Jerick McKinnon. Let's talk Jerick McKinnon for Kansas City. Jerick McKinnon ran 18 passing routes for Kansas City last week. Kansas City blew the doors off of their opponent last week. Not only were they up big in this game and dominated this entire game damn near, but Jerick McKinnon ran 18 passing routes. That is fantastic. He is the number one pass catching back on this Kansas City offense. He is going to get the garbage time rushes. He's just a fantastic spot here. Jerick McKinnon at 2.6 is my favorite value when it comes to the cheapest routes. I talked about Trey McKitty. I think Trey McKitty's a solid option as well. But my favorite value, and if I can go just kind of stick it to this level of value, Jerick McKinnon's my main guy here, because when it comes to backfield share of Kansas City, Jerick McKinnon played a good bit of offensive snaps last week. And the biggest focal point that I want to say again, and I'll say it a little louder than normal, 18 passing routes. Okay, he's the main guy in this Kansas City offense when it comes to passing routes. And guess what? He's 2.6 on a platform that's full point PPR. So Jerick McKinnon at 2.6 is definitely something you want. Joshua Palmer at 5K, another value guy that I absolutely love. Austin Eckler, I talked about Eckler. I'm not going to have a ton of Eckler. I love the game script for Eckler, but I'm not going to have a ton of him based off the snap share that he got last week, and based on the fact that his rushing ability is kind of going to be voided because it's going to be more of a passing situation. Now, I like Eckler for his overs on his passing yards and his receiving yards and stuff like that for Prize Picks. I already got that entered. I'm sure it's probably been bumped by now, but I like Eckler in this spot for sure. But for his price range, I think there's other ways that you can go here, and I do prefer Mike Williams at over 1,000 less than Eckler. And then Joshua Palmer that much more less, again, at 5K. But yeah, Jerick McKinnon, amazing value for Kansas City. I know the game script doesn't scream passing game script too much, but last week didn't either the way that game went, and he still got 18 routes ran. So they're definitely trying to use McKinnon in a bunch of different ways. So I really, really like that spot for him a lot. Joshua Kelly, no interest at all. Gerald Everett at 4.8, yes sir. Definitely love Gerald Everett a lot here as well. Like I said, man, they're going to be playing from behind. Gerald Everett's a huge talent. Dude is a beast, athletic monster, good hands, can jump like a beast. You just throw that thing up in the end zone, he can go get it for you. So I really like Gerald Everett as a value as well for the Chargers. But that pretty much sums up this slate. Okay, let's talk about Kelsey and Juju and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, all that good stuff. Now, Juju, Kelsey, all that. Now, here's the issue here with these guys, is I'm prioritizing Patrick Mahomes over any other KC player. Once you already have Herbert, because I feel like Herbert's a must. In this game script, I think Herbert's a must. Now, because I'm prioritizing Patrick Mahomes and because I'm prioritizing Justin Herbert, you're not going to have a ton of money here. Juju Smith-Schuster's a guy that you could still consider. Mecole Hardman at 5.6, I do like that spot for him as well. I think it's a great spot for Mecole Hardman as well. But, I mean, it's tough for me because you got a guy who's almost 1,000 less at Gerald Everett in the positive game script. Then you've got, Joshua Palmer, 600 less in a positive game script. Mecole Hardman could be part of the reason they get up big. No doubt in my mind. But at the end of the day, the way Mahomes likes to spread the ball around, you just don't know really who it's going to be. But Juju, I like. Travis Kelce, obviously, I like. Mecole Hardman, I like. I want to mention these guys and let you know that I do like these guys. I don't like Scantling as much as the other guys I just mentioned. He is 6'4", yes, but there's other options that are cheaper than him that I'd prefer that I've already talked about. All right. Who else? This guy's got some potential. Isaiah, I'm not sure how I say his name. Pacheco, is that how you say his last name? He's 4'4". I wish he was cheaper, to be honest with you, but he's a guy who definitely had some really good moments last week, and could see some good moments as well if they get up big here. But I think the Chargers keep this somewhat competitive, but I do expect Kansas City to be up. What else? That's about it, man. That's about it. So the game plan for this Thursday night showdown, man, is Chargers, Chargers, Chargers. In my opinion, you get the main stud Patrick Mahomes on the Kansas City side, so you get those touchdowns. I don't see. I mean, the only way that strategy sucks is if Hilaire gets like 2, 3 touchdowns here and just goes nuts. Could that happen? Sure. The Chargers defense is solid in that regard, though, and I don't expect that to happen. That's not the, expected route to go here. I think Mahomes is going to be the main guy for Kansas City, and you should believe that as well. Now, if you're making a whole bunch of lineups, then cool. Play some Hilaire. I'm sure if I optimize 150 lineups with the optimizer, Hilaire would make some captain spots. And that's perfectly fine. But Patrick Mahomes is my main guy, all right, for Kansas City. I'm expecting Kansas City to get up, and then the Chargers have a lot of garbage time having to keep up here. Eckler's going to have a good game, yes, but I don't have a ton of exposure to him due to him only playing less than 70% of the offensive share and him not having any rushing potential in this one. It's going to be mostly catching, which is good, but I'm kind of keeping him on wraps here. I think Mike Williams, I think Palmer are the main focal points there, and they're cheaper than Eckler by a good bit. You got like 1,200 less for Mike Williams, and then Palmer's 5K, so over 5,000 less. So those are my core guys for the Chargers, and then I love Jerick McKinnon as a value for Kansas City. Ran 18 passing routes last week. He's obviously the main pass catching guy there. And when you have Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball, that's a great spot. Really love that spot for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Jerick McKinnon catches a passing touchdown here, like a little dump off around the 30-yard line or something and takes it to the end zone. That'd be cool if I literally predicted that accurately, but we'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that, y'all. I just want to let y'all know that. Anyways, hopefully I was able to break this slate down good for y'all. Hopefully you guys, have a good, idea of how you're going to attack this slate. Super excited about this game tonight, man. Good luck whichever way you go, man. If you go Hilaire captain, good luck, my friend. All right, if you want to fade Herbert and go Eckler, good luck. I hope everybody smashes it. Y'all have a great night, and I'm out. Peace.